So in your career, you got to match up against other Nike hoopers. Do you have a favorite matchup?
You're going to get me in trouble. Honestly, I'll just say DT because she's such an icon in our sport and has been in the game for so long. You know, getting to share the court with her was pretty fun, and you just see her competitive spirit. Even though you're not on her team, you can just feel it as a competitor.
Diana Taurasi once warned Caitlin Clark with the now infamous words, "Reality is coming." But as Clark took the WNBA by storm in her rookie season, it turned out that Taurasi was the one facing a new reality. Now, with Taurasi recently announcing her retirement, what does Clark really think of the WNBA legend? And how did one of the greatest players in league history go from Clark skeptic to admirer?
What will the league have in store for them when they get there?
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this.
This was more than just a passing comment. It became the catalyst for one of the most intriguing storylines in women's basketball. Taurasi, a WNBA legend, made her stance clear, and fans immediately split into two camps. Some defended her words as the hard truth from a seasoned veteran, while others saw them as an outright dismissal of Clark's potential. The debate ignited social media, talk shows, and courtside discussions, fueling anticipation for Clark's professional debut. Every WNBA arena she stepped into felt like a proving ground, and the weight of expectations was unlike anything the league had seen before.
That's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time.
From the moment Clark took the court, the spotlight followed her every move. The pressure was immense. Was she ready to prove herself, or would she struggle to keep up with the intensity of the league? Every pass, every shot, every possession was scrutinized. But what no one expected was that Clark wasn't just going to survive. She was about to flip the script entirely. With each game, she wasn't just keeping up. She was setting a new pace, rewriting records, and redefining what a rookie season could look like. The so-called reality check many thought was coming for Clark never arrived. Instead, it became a wake-up call for the league itself.
Caitlin Clark is way better, way sooner than anybody thought.
Clark's arrival wasn't just another highly touted prospect stepping into the league. It was a seismic shift. She wasn't merely adjusting. She was dominating. Her stat lines were historic, her influence undeniable. Game after game, she proved she wasn't just a momentary sensation, but a generational talent here to stay. So who really got hit with reality? The rookie stepping into uncharted territory, or the veteran watching a new era unfold before her eyes? And here's the best part. Taurasi saw it too. The same player who once questioned how Clark would handle the league was now acknowledging what everyone else had come to realize. Caitlin Clark wasn't just living up to the hype, she was surpassing it. Reality had arrived, and she was wearing an Indiana Fever jersey.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar. Not a female superstar, she is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves the needle. The WNBA has been looking for someone who moves the needle.
Caitlin Clark's three-point shooting became the talk of the league. She didn't just prove she belonged in the WNBA, she redefined what a rookie could accomplish in record-breaking time. Clark became the fastest player in league history to sink 100 three-pointers in a single season, and as the regular season came to a close, she made history yet again. In the final regular season game against the Washington Mystics, she drained her 122nd three-pointer, surpassing none other than Diana Taurasi for the second most three-pointers made in a single WNBA season. This wasn't just a young star adjusting to the pro game. This was a sharpshooter rewriting the record books in real time. But Clark's skill set extended far beyond her elite shooting. Her stats spoke for themselves. Averaging 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game, she led all rookies in scoring and finished first in the entire league in both three-pointers made and assists. She wasn't just keeping up with the veterans, she was outperforming them, setting the tempo and making history every step of the way. By the time her rookie campaign ended, she had broken 62 WNBA records, a number unheard of for any first-year player. The level of dominance she displayed was something the league had never seen before.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
More history for the Fever rookie!
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
From that point on, her matchups against Diana Taurasi's Phoenix Mercury became some of the most highly anticipated games of the season. Every time they faced off, it was must-watch TV. And Clark didn't just rise to the occasion, she took over. In one particularly dominant performance, she dropped 29 points, dished out 10 assists, and grabbed 5 rebounds, leading Indiana to victory. Even more impressively, Clark and the Fever completed a 3-game season sweep over Taurasi's Mercury, proving that the new era had well and truly arrived. The rookie wasn't just competing with legends, she was surpassing them. Who could forget the viral TikTok celebrating the moment? But Clark's influence stretched beyond statistics and on-court dominance. The WNBA as a whole experienced a surge in viewership and attendance, with millions of new fans tuning in for the first time. For the first time ever, the WNBA's live broadcast ratings surpassed the NHL's, a shift no one saw coming. The Caitlin Clark effect wasn't just media hype. It was a seismic shift, actively transforming women's basketball.
Knew the atmosphere was going to be electric when they announced Caitlin's name in the dark and the fans went crazy.
The Fever's away games became sellouts, with fans traveling across the country just to watch Clark play live. Commentators couldn't stop talking about her, and even former skeptics had to acknowledge that she wasn't just a rookie sensation, she was the new face of the league. Fans, both new and longtime supporters, flocked to arenas for the chance to see Clark in action. Merchandise sales skyrocketed. Fever games became marquee matchups, and every broadcast featuring her broke records. Her presence elevated the league, injecting a new level of energy that was impossible to ignore. She wasn't just a player, she became a cultural phenomenon.
WNBA has seen record-breaking numbers this season in viewership, ticket sales, merch sales, and just overall growth of the league.
Under the immense weight of expectations, Clark did more than just survive, she thrived. She earned multiple Rookie of the Month honors, proving her consistency and ability to deliver at an elite level night in and night out. Eventually, she was awarded Rookie of the Year and named to the All-WNBA first team. But perhaps her most remarkable achievement was leading the Indiana Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016. In just 1 year, she transformed a struggling franchise into a postseason contender. This wasn't just about personal accolades. Clark elevated everyone around her, proving that she wasn't just a star but a game-changer.
Big things are in store for the W, and it's because of Caitlin.
While Caitlin Clark was setting the league on fire, a WNBA icon was facing an entirely different reality. Diana Taurasi, once the most dominant force in the game, found herself navigating unfamiliar territory. The player who had once struck fear into opponents with her lethal scoring and relentless attitude was now dealing with reduced minutes, declining production, and an increasing wave of questions about her future. For years, she had been the standard, the benchmark of excellence. But now, as Clark ascended, Taurasi's own journey took an unexpected turn. Was this the moment when the torch was quietly being passed?
If this is your final regular season game in front of the X Factor.
Conversation surrounding Taurasi's future only intensified as the season progressed. The once untouchable veteran was now struggling to keep up with the league's rapidly evolving pace. While Clark's name was being etched into the record books, Taurasi's presence on the court was becoming less dominant, leading to widespread speculation. She warned Clark about finally arrived for her instead.
How do we say thank you 7,427 times?
The GOAT delivers again!
One for every day we were proud to have you wear our uniform.
Diana Taurasi!
Face of the franchise just doesn't cut it for someone who has been the Mercury heartbeat for 20 of our 28 seasons.
Hey, let's go!
If this is it, how do we thank someone not for what they did, but what they gave?
Not just how you scored, but how you competed.
Not just how you celebrated the wins, but how you hated to lose.
If this is it, thank you for letting us share in the joy.
For the banners and the MVPs.
For 10,000.
For getting to see you on that medal stand 6 times.
For letting us call you GOAT, even though you hated it.
And for the technicals where you really got your money's worth.
If this is it, thank you for the sacrifices.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Kelsey Mitchell's balling, Caitlin continuing to impress, and she's going to break records nonstop for the next couple of years. Yeah. It's just going to be a constant record break.
Why does everybody hate Caitlin Clark? And do you hate Caitlin Clark? Come on, talk
dude.
to me.
Absolutely not. I think that she's a gem. I didn't know her, but All-Star Weekend, we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders. And I think a lot of people always have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball. And I'm a fan. Like, I would love to play with her one day.
I mean, it's amazing. What Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far has just been nothing short of remarkable. And the one thing that I really love about her, she loves the game. You can tell she's put the work in. And even, throughout, her short WNBA career, it's been a lot of pressure, a lot of things thrown at her. And, she keeps showing up and keeps getting better every single game. So her future is super bright. And, being a veteran and being in this league for a long, long time, it's pretty cool to see that and, going into
the injuries we never knew about.
For 365-day seasons.
For allowing a city you'd never visited to become your family's home.
If this is it, thank you for the moments.
Caitlin, with tomorrow being the first matchup in your career against Diana Taurasi, does that bring any sort of extra excitement for you?
Yeah, for sure. Like, that's just somebody I grew up, idolizing and, looking up to and wanting to be like one day. So, obviously she's one of the greatest players our game has ever seen, greatest scorer our game has ever seen. So for me, I'm excited. That's fun. It's almost kind of like a dream come true in a way. You get to live out your dream while playing against the best, one of the best there ever has been. So, it's fun for me for sure.
It feels good to be home.
For the passes we didn't see coming.
And the shots we knew were going in before they left your hand.
Diana's done it! She is one of one!
Thank you not just for the elimination game win.
Taurasi a 3 for the lead!
But for what it felt like to have you on our side on those nights.
Taurasi, the pull-up is good, and the foul!
Fire, the last. For loving the game and never cheating it.
They're the ones who picked up a ball to be like you, who pull up from the logo because you did.
In playing the right way, you represented a city, changed a franchise, and lifted a league.
We hope you felt us behind you every step of the way.
If this is it, most of all, thank you for doing it all in one uniform.